What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to Resident Horror. Today we are going to talk about a game that I think should be in the top 10 VR games on everybody's list. Before we do that, be sure to hit the subscribe button, the like button, and that notification bell so you don't miss the video. This game is Lies Beneath. This VR game was released on March 31st, 2020. It's developed by Drifter Entertainment and published by Oculus Studios. This game is available on the Meta Quest and the Oculus Rift and its counterparts. It is excluded on PlayStation VR, which is a shame. This is a single-player action survival horror game where a player steps into the shoes of May. She's a student who comes home to visit her father in a town called Slumber in Alaska, right? She's involved in an accident, and everything after that spirals out of control. You fight horrific creatures, all while trying to preserve your resources to survive till the end. So, how does this game look? Because that's the first thing that we see. Graphics. The graphics, as you can see, are absolutely amazing for a VR game. The art direction is comic book style, and the story is explained in a virtual comic book that really makes you feel like you're part of this living world. And you combine this with VR, this is as good as it gets. The violence is top notch as you utilize various guns, blunt items, health items, and fire to survive. Sound. The sound is not the greatest, I have to admit, but good enough to get the job done. You are able to tell where enemies are coming from, and that is the most important thing. If I was to improve anything regarding the sound, it would be the guns. They need to be a little more beefy. They need to have more impact. But nonetheless, the atmosphere is a fever dream. I'm telling you, you will really be involved in what you're doing in this game. Positives. Graphics. Combat is immersive. Fair puzzles that don't disrupt the pacing of the game, so you're not going to get stuck forever on puzzles. They are fair and fairly easy. Not to say that a challenge is not welcome, but for this type of game, you kind of want to keep the pace going and it is not bogged down by puzzles, which is excellent. Weapons and their uses are well balanced. The campaign is about 5 to 5.5 hours on normal difficulty, which I think is perfect for a VR game of this stature. Top-notch presentation, absolutely top-notch. And the challenge is there in this game as well. On normal, and when you ramp it up, the survival aspect is definitely there. Negatives. This game can be clunky at times when picking up weapons. Sometimes it doesn't register. That can be probably to your sensor placement in the room, but I have tried various placements and sometimes it just doesn't pick up weapons. But it didn't happen that often. And most times you can drop things by mistake. With this game, you can hit the wrong button on the Oculus and now you're in the menu. That's another negative as well. Another negative, there is no book bag for item management, so you're doing everything on the fly. Most times you're going to be carrying around an extra weapon that you want because you don't want to lose it, so you're going to carry around an empty handgun or something. 2 guns are pretty much necessary in this game, so you're going to do that a lot in this game, so be prepared to drop, pick up weapons that you want to carry out throughout the duration of this game. Dealing with the weapons as a negative, that'll be the shotgun. You can only carry 6 rounds and you cannot stock up on slugs along the way because you don't have a backpack to put them in. So that's another negative, but the shotgun is extremely powerful, and that's probably why they limited the amount of ammo that you can have, because it is extremely powerful. But to be more realistic, it would be nice to have a backpack where you can just store your slugs. The last boss can be frustrating due to the fight mechanics, but when you figure it out, it all blends together, and you can tell that they used a lot of imagination for this boss fight in the end, where you are getting yourself out the dream and you're moving your hands, and your hands are the weapon in the screen, and where you look and you see it mirroring you. It's awesome, but it could be clunky at times until you get used to the mechanics of the fight. Another negative, they let you punch enemies in the tutorial, but you cannot melee with your hands in the actual game, and I feel like that is a miss. because you should be able to push them off and punch them just to survive a little bit, at least until you get a weapon. So, I'm no longer rating games as far as on a scale from 1 to 10. We're just going to say, is the game fun to play? Because a lot of this can be left to your own interpretation when it comes to reviews. So I don't want to bog a game down on reviews. So how about the fun factor? I listed the pros, I listed the cons. But it's the fun that really matters in the game. And this game gets the Resident Horror stamp of approval. It is challenging and fun throughout. I highly recommend checking this game out, but it is a shame, as I have to reiterate, it is not on the PlayStation VR or the PlayStation VR 2. And hopefully they will make a part 2 and it will be on all VR platforms. I hope you guys enjoyed the gameplay while I was talking about this, so be sure to pick it up. And don't forget to hit the subscribe button, the like button, and that notification bell so you don't miss a video. Peace and enjoy the rest of your day.